Getting rich is a scam. At least I have 3 reasons for you that I always stumble across as a more or less struggling as solopreneur. Then we have the big sweep, which I help you clean it all up and have 4 solutions that you should do instead of trying to get stuck on these 3 principles. So everybody is telling you to get rich on the internet. That's a lot of topics, and that's not what that matters. Being rich is shallow, it's empty, it doesn't get you anywhere. Hear me out, because money is a good resource, but I'd rather be poor with my family than rich without them. Money, YouTube got it all backwards. It's always like, oh yeah, like you need to make this to actually be free. You need to make the next 10 grand. You need to scale from 10 grand to 100 grand. Dude, you are nothing if you are not making the million in a month. And I show you all the secrets, all the little details. But what is all the wealth in the world if you're alone at home chasing it? That's a sad life, because let's be real. You're not rich. I'm not rich. We're just here to make a living. And that's reality. We're looking at all the super cool business models. We're looking at all the cool videos with all the new ideas to make more money. If we don't even have $1 made or $100 made, and we're talking about the best business model to get 10 grand monthly recurring revenue, the holy grail of online business, and we didn't even take the first step. So let's have a closer look at the scam of getting rich. The first one is getting rich is super appealing. Here, it's super shiny. It is always easy to claim a big claim, because who's going to prove you wrong? So we have at least 3 major, I would say it's 3.5 to 4, that are major pains in everybody's life. So that we want the most, that we strive to, that we dream of the most. And that is wealth, health, and then happiness and relationship. Because I know some will say wealth, health, happiness, where happiness is kind of well, what does that actually mean? And so I would rather speak of wealth, health, and relationships, because those 3 are in essence what we would like to do, and what we want more of. That is why getting rich is so appealing, because we don't like to wait, we don't like to work, but we want to have wealth. We want to be rich. We want to be not thinking about where it is wise to spend money on. We just want to keep spending, but that's not getting you anywhere. Let's be real. So getting rich quick means 10K per month in 90 days. That is working if you already have the skills and some experience or expertise. Most people started their journey 3 to 5 years before actually hitting their first 10K per month, because it is not what people say is the shortcut. And it is about doing the work, showing up, and learning. So even if I say oh yeah, I can teach you something, and I'm making the claim to get you the first $1 in 100 days, which is by far not 10K per month in 90 days, because there's so much skill that needs to be learned, that needs to be taught. So much experience and so much dialing in specifics. Sure, I know that big business people can pull it off again and again. That's where, what was it, the $1 Million Fast Lane? No, that was a book. The 90 Days to a Million or something, where where Grant Cardone was also part of, and I forgot the other one that was in the first season. But Grant Cardone, he has made so much money, so he has skills, techniques, experience, he has the wisdom and knowledge acquired So even if he teaches you something, if you're not following him on every step, you're missing out on little details that he might not pick up because that's just who he is. Because that's what happens often to me too, is like, oh yeah, filming a YouTube video is easy. I just turn on the camera, I have it all set up. One day I'll show you behind the screens, or behind the scenes on that side of the wall. I have my mic up here, I have my camera there, I have lights here, lights there, I have a bit of a backdrop, so it all looks fairly good. It's easy for me to produce. It's all hooked up to my computer, it's good to go. I don't think about that on a day-to-day basis. So that's why it's super appealing to say, I'll make you rich. Because it is easy to grow a business from 10K to 100K. But to get the groundwork going, it's a lot harder. And for us to check and proof check if it's if actually works what the people say that work, is also pretty difficult because we don't have a 10K business. So it is hard, like it's impossible for us to grow it to 100K, even if we give it a best shot, because we lack the base. And so that's the next lie, or the next scam of it all, is there is no shortcut. We all like this. We want to get out of the box. We want to jump ahead. We don't want to do the work that's in front of us. And truth is, you need to put in the effort. You need to learn the skills. You need to persevere, because that is what it's about. There are videos online of all of it. But there's the difference between watching and acting. And as long as you keep watching videos, also this one. I mean, if you like it, leave a like here. But it doesn't change your world, because you need to act. Just sitting there watching something is not going to change. I know all of that because that's been my journey, you know. I've ran into problems. I've had to learn the skills. I had to figure it out. I had to put in the effort to get good enough at the skill to actually persevere through the valley of despair of nobody watching my videos. I've done it before. That's why I'm fairly confident that this channel will work out, because I will put in the work. I will persevere. I've set up the systems in my life to actually keep continuing on the videos. This is now my, 6th day of uploading in a row, and I'm just in it to win it, and I'll stick to it. And that's what it's about. It's hard, and I'm not going to make it sound easy for you, because starting a business is not easy. It is not something that is like, oh yeah, like, it's easy, I'll just start another business. That's not how it is. You need to lay the groundwork. You need to lay the foundations. And the foundation is the hard part. If you look at any house construction site, they work half the time to prepare the land and half the time to set up the house. So the actual house in the end is not even the biggest time, but it is the biggest improvement, because all of a sudden there is a house, which wasn't there before. But nobody is looking at the foundation. Nobody's looking at the time when you're like Groundhog Day, where you're in grinding it, and nobody's watching. And that's the truth. You can't skip that level. You can skip some of it, because some of it I will try to also tell you in the videos what I've done, and then you can try it and like speed up your failing process. But you can't skip all of it. And that's why I think it's important to give yourself enough time, like 100 days for your first dollar, because it just needs time. But don't mistake the 100 days for only showing up at 100 days. It is a daily effort to show up every day for 100 days straight. That's how it's done. It's not about you, which is the third scam here. I think it's funny, but this one is quite interesting to me, and it took me quite a bit to figure it out, because it might sound super obvious in the end, but until I understood it, it took me a bit, because getting rich and making money is not about you, and it's not about me. Because if you watch YouTube videos, you hear it like, oh yeah, I'll make you rich, I'll help you out, like, or I I can help you get there faster. I'll do this. I'll do that for you. And you just need to sit there and get rich. Like, that's always the part of like the YouTube videos, because you're the consumer. You're watching my video. And so when I'm watching a video from someone else, or even my own, then I'm on the receiving end. The receiving end is always the person that is in the center of the focus, because my goal is to help you out, which means getting rich is actually not about how, like, you getting helped to do so. It's about you helping someone else figure something out. And that's so fascinating, because I always, like, I somehow, when I like went to be real with myself and reflect on it and be, I needed to be critical with myself to say, like, okay, so what works and what doesn't. And no matter how much I keep thinking, oh yeah, this will make me rich, or this will earn me $1, this will finally make it, I realize that that's not the focus. I need to focus on something else. And that's the actual scam. And if you realize on all of it, the actual scam is not telling, or it's not saying that it's not real or true what they say. It's about making you look here while you should look here. That's magic in essence, because magicians have the talent and have the skill to give you here something to watch, but you don't even see that this one is getting pulled out. Or they keep your attention here, but putting something here would be the right thing to do. And so that's what happens, and that's why I think getting rich is a scam on YouTube, because people tell you all those things here on this side and keep you all distracted while you should actually be doing this thing. Because they make money of you watching the video. They make money helping you to get something. They make money giving you the idea that you can do it faster. They will keep you here because you need to learn the skill, and you don't have everything yet, because then you don't need to buy their course. Then you don't need to buy their product. And that's how most of the online stuff works, is selling courses, selling digital products. And I mean, I'm not against that, because I'm doing it too. But the difference is, I want you to realize that this here is keeping you distracted from what you actually need to do here. And that's something that took me a bit, because that's what it is about, is you don't need to look on yourself. You need to look at everybody else and be, okay, who can I help? Who can I speak to? Who can I go to? Make it all about the other person. And then magic happens, because when you actually do this, or focus here and not get distracted, you're actually making progress. And so just keep it rolling. The real question is, how can I help my neighbor more by solving his pain? So someone else. This is when I started realizing that it's nobody is going to give me money for being who I am. I need to help others first. So let's take the next step. Let's get the cleaning stage going. Let's clean up on all this scam stuff. Let's get you focused on what you actually need to do. So I got here 4 things that you should actually do and focus on. And I'll keep it short, because I know your time is valuable and I feel like I'm always chatting way too much in the videos. But for me, it was, I say that I love my family and that I want to keep spending more time with them, but I kept being distracted. I kept procrastinating with my dreams. So that's what I was saying here. I kept dreaming here. I make it all about myself. I keep it all like happy for me, but I missed out on the family time that I should be spending, or that I want to spend, because that's what I want to do. And so I kept chasing the dream of running a unicorn business, of like having the big startup, making a lot of money. But with that comes that I'm losing touch with my family. And so I needed to clean up, and this is what I'm going to tell you too, is Spend time with your family. That is a lesson that's important to do instead of chasing the money. You can always chase money, but you can never get the time back with your family because someday is too late. My mother died a year and a half ago, so I don't get to spend more time with her. My son is going to grow up and someday leave the house, so I don't get that back. But there's always more to do, and you can always chase more money because that's what's out there. Next thing is, start small today. Get the quick win today instead of dreaming something big of someday. Someday will never come. Let me be clear with that. Someday is a wish list, a dream list that will never come. Start acting today. Do the small thing that keeps you on that track, keeps you going forward, and not get hung up on unimportant stuff. Then start giving instead of wanting. I know we all want more. We all want this. We all want that. We all want this. We want to grow a business. We want to be rich. We want to go on trips. We want to have like everything we want to dream of. And we want to spend money. Don't do it. It doesn't get you further. Instead, just start giving. Help people. Yeah, that's also why I started this YouTube channel. And with like the last cleanup, and then I share the reasons why I wanted to start this YouTube channel is here. Start to act. Stop, and instead of watching, stop watching. Because action will get you there. Inaction or watching is not. So that's the 4 steps that you need to clean up in your life and get together. And then you can still start the business journey because it is a fun one to be on. So this is also why I started this YouTube channel, because I want to document the journey from the ground up. I know that's not exactly true because I'm already 6 years in. So I have already a lot of trial and error behind me, a lot of failing behind me, and I feel like I'm already getting better at this, but I want to share the journey now because I can't go back in time and start 6 years ago to document it. But my goal is not to get rich, but my goal is to make a difference, because that's what I'm about. I want to have a digital family business. I want to start a legacy, a business that can grow, that I can give my son. When he's older, he can just join in, and my wife is part of it, and all that because I want to have my family together. I want to spend time with them, and I can do so even more when I have a business with them being involved. Which is part of another video coming up soon about the work-life integration instead of work-life balance, because I just think it's more important to focus on what actually matters. And that's why I filmed this, to have videos out there that my son can watch and understand how I think when I'm not around. So these steps definitely help me a lot to find the joy in what I do again, because it's tough to grind it out, to keep dreaming but not getting there, getting frustrated with everybody because I don't see the results I want. So instead of chasing the idea that someday something will happen, I'll spend my time today with my family, and I act and keep it short, keep it working, so I can balance to have family and the business. So that's what kind of gave me a bit of more motivation to keep it up again. And by the way, I did earn my first dollar along the way, and that is the fun of it, because if you don't focus on the money, you will slowly but surely pick up on views. If you don't focus on trying to go viral on YouTube, your channel will grow. It's just a matter of time. So at the same time, I'm taking action to grow my business, but I'm focused on helping people. And I hope that this video here is helpful to you. If so, please leave a comment below that I can help you out even more.